paused. Gaming is for friends.
I thought this music was so epic.
Oh, stuff it.
Hi, I'm Ant.
And I'm Woody.
And we are
Anything Gaming.
Come and enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to Anything Gaming, episode 49. Like, it's flying. We are like a lot of levels into doing this. How are you, Woody? It's been a long time. I've been doing stuff.
It's been a long time, yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is a new season of Anything Gaming here. It's been so long, and but no, other than that, yeah, I'm doing fine. Personal life's doing great. Gaming life's doing even better. I've been playing a lot of cool stuff, and I'm looking forward to a lot of cool stuff coming down the road, especially for this Christmas season.
Yeah, I always love this time of year. I probably more when I was a kid. I remember this like October, November, and just the hottest games would drop, and you'd just be like, "Oh, how good is this?" Like everything good would drop at this time of year, and nowadays it's like just 3 games come out. But I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that people don't see and whatever. That it's kind of cool.
Well, one thing I loved, it's gone nowadays, but you used to get the store catalogs from like Sears, Toys R Us, even a couple like low-key ones like Child World. If anyone could shout out Child World, awesome. And it would be just like everything coming out for the holiday season. Not, they had other toys too, your G.I. Joes, your Hot Wheels, even a girls' toys section for the Barbies and whatnot. But there was always the video game section in there. And that really got you going because they would highlight the stuff that you wanted. They might even have a screenshot of it in that. This is all pre-internet, mind you. So this was the only way, other than gaming magazines, you're really going to be able to see what you wanted.
Yeah, no.
And, they were always coming to Christmas.
I feel like you missed Toys R Us. In that shout out.
I didn't want to go too obvious. That's why I said Child World. Okay, for the record, Child World was I think it was just regional to New England, but it was like to me as a kid, it was lesser than Toys R Us, but bigger than KB's. Yeah. Like it was somewhere in the middle right there. They had an awesome store, I believe in Burlington, Mass. I could be wrong. I was like 8. But yeah, like that was my go-to. Of course, Toys R Us as well, but that was just so big and you knew what Toys R Us was doing.
Yeah.
They let you know.
They had great catalogs though, like especially the gaming section. I remember like there'd be a page and it would be like it would have the Super Nintendo and it would have a bundle. It'd always have a bundle, and then they'd have the Sega Saturn or whatever, and that'd have a bundle, and then you'd have the top games above that, and then you turn the next page and it'd be PlayStation 1 and it would have a bundle. You know what I mean? And they all had their little bundles and deals, and then you go to a different toy store or a different retailer, and they'd have different bundles depending on. We don't do bundles anymore, like except for Mario Kart came out on the Switch, but besides that, bundles are bad.
Yeah,
gone.
Again, like you do get bundles, but it's all digital now. You know what I mean? Like my Xbox One X, it came bundled with Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Good game, but it was just the download code, so. It was just that. Back then, they gave you a copy of Mario World. They gave you a copy of Final Fight. Like the actual box and everything. It was great.
Oh, and then I think as I got a bit older, and I think Xbox 360 era, around that especially, Xbox 360 I think did it best. But they would have the bundle, and then they would dress up the console. So you'd get like your Halo Reach console and all these different consoles. PlayStation started getting on board with that too. Nintendo does it a bit. Nintendo loves money, so they'll do some of that as well. But yeah, like those were like so good back in the day. Like when you'd have that kind of going on with the.
Oh yeah. I have had 4 Xbox 360s in my lifetime. The first one lasted about like 3-ish years. The third one lasted pretty much up until about 3 years ago, and the fourth one is the one I got now. Now the second one, I left the second one out because the second one only worked for 3 months before I got red ringed. Oh. But it was a special edition Halo
Reach?
2?
Was it the Halo Reach?
It wasn't Reach. It wasn't Halo Reach. It was before Halo Reach came out.
I had the Halo Reach and the thing that I loved about it so much was when you open that drawer, it had the Halo Reach sound, like that came.
I would say,
yeah,
I would say this was 2008 when this I got this. So whatever the Halo was then, that's the one I got, and it lasted for all of 3 months before it red ringed on me.
Ugh.
Yeah.
bad Xbox. Nintendo wouldn't care. They do that on purpose. This is Nintendo bashing today.
I gotta just say this, and this is an honest to goodness fact. I've never had a Nintendo console break on me. I've had controllers break on me, especially lately. Even some games I've had break on me, but the consoles themselves have never broken on me, with the exception of some that may have accidentally gotten physically damaged. But, you know, even then, like, I've dropped a Super Nintendo, still works fine.
Yeah, I have too. With the 4 360, Raptor said he had 4 360s. That sounds. Oh no, he said that sounds about right. Most of mine, the hard disk drive had issues, so it was a common Xbox thing. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got to give it to the third one though. I nicknamed it the Rooster after the Alice in Chains song. How they say the rooster will never die. Because it lasted from like. I got that one shortly after that one. That was like 2008, 2009. It lasted me all the way up to like 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Like, it worked good, but finally it just kicked on me. And I had to go get a new Xbox 360, which I never use. I just got in my closet. Because most of the games I'd like to play, you can more or less play backwards compatible anyway on the Series X.
True. So... what games have you been? Let's go with what games you've been playing at the moment. We'll talk about games we've been playing at the moment, and then we'll talk about like some things if at the end about what we might be looking forward to or whatever. But so, what games have you been playing? Where have you been with the games world?
I've been everywhere, man. My birthday just passed last month,
Oh,
so
yeah,
I was
that's
able
right.
to get
Happy birthday!
Thank you. The main two games I got Silent Hill F for the Xbox Series X, and then I got Chronos New Dawn on PS5. Now, these are very similar games, you know, over the shoulder, scary, you know, defeat monsters kind of games. In fact, Chronos is developed by Bloober Team, which did the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh, okay.
So, right, so you can feel that. And between the two right now, I gotta say, I think I like Chronos a little bit. I like science fiction. You know, I've always liked science fiction over horror fantasy. So I'll lean to that. But Silent Hill F has a very distinct feel to it because it's 1960s Japan. And I've never played anything that really had like a setting like that. And when you add the horror element to it, it's been really good. I also got some weird repros. Shout out to Mike. He got me a copy with the box too. It's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but you play as X from Mega Man X. Right? You know, it's a sprite and everything. It's beautiful. It works perfectly fine. It's actually cute. I might end up throwing it on my channel. I might do... I also got a copy of Duke Nukem for the Sega Genesis. It came out in, like, Brazil. And it's rough. It's really, really rough. Thanks, Mike, but I can't do this. I'll stick with the PC version.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I've actually been playing a few little games. I haven't been playing anything big lately. So I went to some games I went to PAX Australia recently. So I played some games there. But I've been playing Terra Nil. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's kind of the basically imagine SimCity. You would have played SimCity, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So imagine SimCity, and then many years later, the city had dilapidated and it was dead, and then the dirt was all dead, and everything was dead, and the world was dead, and then you had to like plant a new ecosystem in there. That's Terra Nil in a nutshell. It's kind of the opposite of SimCity. You kind of like trying to revitalize the earth. It's quite It's quite adorable, and it's not much of a Steam Deck game, but it's a nice PC game. And I've been playing Mining Mechs and Super Mining Mechs. I don't know if you've heard about this game. I literally bought it because it was 90 cents, which I was like,
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You know?
yeah, well, it's on that, and because I bought one for my son. He's mad into those kind of online games, and we just played it for like 3 hours straight because it was like amazing. We'll probably never play it again, but that was good 3 hours for 90 cents. You know what I mean? So good value. And then Super Mechs is a lot more complicated than just mining mechs, super mining mechs and mining mechs. Mining mechs is just super easy to get involved with and fun. Super mining mechs, there's a lot more thinking in it. It's a bit more of a strategy kind of thing. But the one thing I've been playing, and don't laugh, okay? Like, I mean, you can, but is Fortnite. I've been playing a fair bit of Fortnite with the Simpsons one. The Simpsons Fortnite is just, it's so hit and run. It's amazing. Like,
there's only one Simpsons hit and run. And I don't think it's Fortnite.
Yes, it's Fortnite hit and run. It's so good for like. I mean, it's the only Simpsons game that's ever been released in like 20 years. So like, it's actually pretty fun. It's just seeing all the cool stuff they put into it. They've done a pretty good job actually. So.
Well, that's good though. Like, they got the voices and everything, the songs, music.
Yeah, and they got like really, like obviously know how to play Fortnite, last man standing kind of thing. You got to kill people and stuff like that. But they've got like little things in it that you wouldn't expect to be in the game. Like in the town center, how they got that statue of Jebediah Simpson, or Jebediah Springfield. Sorry, not Simpson. You shoot his head off, and then you can put that on, and it'll give you headshot. Like, so basically you won't get a headshot damage if you put that on. And then if you sit on the couch, you'd get this. You find donuts, I'll do this. You go to the radio station and you can get the code for that, and then that'll give you some like perk. And there's all these little perks for doing all these little Simpson challenges, which is, I think it's pretty fun.
Nice.
I'm not suggesting anyone should go and play Fortnite, but this is actually.
Okay, like, I have no hatred for Fortnite. I see the appeal. It's never appealed to me, but I see the appeal. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why playing it. It does look fun. I have played it briefly, but for the life of me, I can't tell you how it was. So I guess it didn't make that much of an impression.
I can't build in Fortnite to save myself. That is just way too hard for my little brain to comprehend. How they like build stuff and run along it as they're building, that's just way too hard. I don't know how they do that. And then they do a 360 sniper shot off the top of their building and kill me. Don't know how they do that part. So I play non-building Fortnite, just so we can all be clear with that. But yeah. I played Tower Wizard 2, which is a really, really small kind of idle click management game where you build this little tower and then you have to add different things to it, and it builds up and up, and then Anyway, I've been busy playing a lot of those things, but
I am addicted to a game, Tess, because she's enjoyed her Switch too, and she's been downloading a whole bunch of stuff for it. Have you ever played a game called Unpacking?
Yes. Yeah.
God damn, that's addictive. She got it on the system, and she needed help with something, and I was like, sure, I'll try to help. It was like putting away a spoon. And it became incredibly engrossing. I was just like, my God, I need to pick it up. I haven't picked it up for any of my things yet, but it's my next random game to buy for myself.
Raptor said that he's been playing Dino Blade and Battlefield. Fun fact with Unpacking, the reason that game came to fame, basically where it got its fan following from, is they went and recorded every single item in the game in real life. So there's like something like 200 different sound samples that they actually went and recorded for that game to give it a realistic feel of like you're placing down a teaspoon or you're placing down a bag, or everything they put into the game is a different sound that they took a recording of. So that's why everyone loved, like, originally that's where it kind of blew up, because this guy put on Reddit about how he was recording all these sounds for packing, and everyone's like, what, you went and recorded like literally 200 sounds? Like, who does that for a game? Most people would have just used the same sound over and over, you know what I mean? But yeah, so everyone was like way into that idea.
Ooh, I actually have an interesting story about new games. So it was my birthday. My friend Eric, he got me a game for the Switch called Ninja 5-0, a limited run cartridge, or game card, whatever. Ninja 5-0 was a Game Boy Advance game, but it got ported to the Switch and Limited Run published it. And I found out it's one of a handful of few games that will not play on the Switch 2.
Oh. I
popped it in, ready to play it. Nope, it had like a very weird screen. You could hear it. You could hear the menu and all that. But visually, it looked like a big glitch.
You thought for a moment that Nintendo had bricked your Switch too, didn't you?
I shut my pants a little. Yeah, I threw in a couple games just to make sure it still worked.
Yeah.
Just like I think I ended up playing like a good half-hour Cyberpunk afterwards, just to make sure I play Switch 2 games. Here you go. But yeah, no, I was like, oh well, that's interesting. Kind of stinks because I can't play it. And it does look like it's a 2D Ninja game for Game Boy Advance, but it'd be nice to give it a try.
Yeah, no, it happens like that with the games sometimes.
Here's the thing: I researched it. I guess I can play it on the Switch too, but I have to download it.
Oh, so I have to, because you own the cartridge. Can you?
I think it's a virtual card. I think it's a virtual card problem. Like some way, somehow, that's a new system that the Switch uses. I think that's what's preventing it. I'm not sure. Because when you download a game, when you download a game on the Switch now, or even Switch 2, you download the virtual card, and it's just a stupid extra step of verification. You know what I mean? Dressed up like the...
we started Anything Gaming, and we were all about Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, right? Have you played that on Switch 2 yet?
Yes. Briefly, I played more Breath of the Wild than Tears of the Kingdom, but I did play some Tears of the Kingdom.
Did you play the original Switch 1 version, or did you upgrade?
Both. I've played the Switch 1 version, but I've upgraded. I've played the upgraded version.
Have you got the Nintendo... sorry for all the questions and answers here, but have you got the Nintendo Pass, or did you pay for the upgrade?
A pass. I have a pass.
Okay. Because apparently, I don't know how true this is, so I want someone to confirm or deny this. Apparently, if you buy the old Switch 1 version, then you put it into your console, and then you go and buy the upgraded version for $10 or whatever it costs, then you can upgrade to the other one, but you only get the digital edition. However, then you can go and trade your other one in, because you don't need the cartridge to play it anymore once you upgrade to the new version.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I haven't. I'm pretty sure when I take my cartridge out, the card's not in there to the game, so I don't think it's going to play. But I've never actually tried to do that.
Yeah,
and again, I didn't pay for it. It's just because I have the pass, so I was like, I'll play them.
I got rid of the pass because it's so expensive, and I use it for 2 games. I'm literally paying $200 or something for 2 games or something that I play on it. So
I think the year family passes. Well, yeah, you're Australian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like $200.
It's like $75-$80.
Yeah,
I got the family because me and Tess, we got the same plan because that's just.
Yeah, the family pass here is like $180 or something.
Oh, yes. But and also, I do like. I am playing through Bubsy right now. Okay, now Bubsy. If anyone ever played Bubsy, Bubsy sucks. Bubsy is a horrible, horrible,
2D.
horrible Super Nintendo platformer.
Yeah.
This is 2D. This ain't even Bubsy 3D. This is Bubsy 2 crappy 16-bit D. The main problem with the game, it's so easy to die. Like, everything kills you. So you keep, like, running into shit, you die. Enemies, only one hit kill. But because you're playing on the Switch and you got the rewind feature, it's a lot easier to get through the game.
Yeah.
And it's been so long since I beat this game. I was young. I was really young, and I was stupid enough to have patience for games like this. So now I'm actually playing through it with this. I just found it's actually the last game I played before I talked to you.
I played that. I played Bubsy back in the day. I think on Nintendo Game Gear. You could be correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it came on that. But it was
right. Yeah.
It was very hard, and I think I gave up after a few levels.
Horrible game. There are other good games I do play. It's hard for me. I get the concept of wanting to buy these games, so they're your games. So it's your copy of Link to the Past. So it's your copy of Mario 64. That's all well and good. Just two things. One, I already have all the physical copies of these games, so I don't mind playing for the convenience of just having these games portable. And it's just been so convenient, you know. Like, I took my brother a couple months ago to a waiting room because he had to get something checked out on his arm. I just played a couple NES games on my Switch.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I love Switch or Steam Deck for. It's just so easy.
I've done that with the Steam Deck. Yep.
Last question before we move on to new games and stuff or whatever. But did you get the free copy of Alan Wake 2 on PlayStation? Because this is how long it's been. We had to catch up on this part too.
No, I didn't. I unfortunately did not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, it's actually funny. It's weird. Every time I go, any GameStop around me now, every time I go there, they always have a physical copy of Alan Wake 2 there. I need to buy, like, of all the complaining we did, I did in the early episodes. If anyone's been a long time watching, that was a big thing, because that's like a digital break, you know, like, you know, we need physical. No, we don't. And I was like, And I think we may have mentioned, like, they'll probably release it physically someday, and they did. So there's that.
Did someone buy it? No.
No, because everyone ended up buying it digitally. They shot themselves in the foot with that shit.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing with that, though, because I was talking to game developers at this game developer conference type thing, and basically, this is the problem with physical copies, and Nintendo is a big culprit with this. Basically, like, Nintendo says that you have to buy the cartridges through them, basically, and the cartridge costs this much. So basically, the only reason you release a physical copy is for the super fans to actually have a physical copy, but there's no money to be made from a physical copy for a game developer. They actually most times will lose money from a physical copy. And that
makes sense.
It's just annoying. Like, yeah.
It's weird though, because like, okay, so I told you I got Chronos for PS5, right? Mm-hmm. I also got it for Switch too, because I wanted to increase my Switch 2 library. And it was available to download, but the physical version wasn't out yet. And honestly, I probably would end up just downloading it, but I guess the physical version had some extras. It had, like, extra bullets to start with, a different type of armor to wear, some more health. And I was like, wow, you get all that if you just get the physical copy anyway. So I waited, and I got the physical copy. Yeah. And I got all that extra stuff, and that was pretty nice. I was like, yay.
So, yeah. Okay, so do you want to talk about what games you've got in your little list? I'm looking through a list now of all the games that I've waiting for desperately.
Okay. Does it count if it's a game that's out but I don't have it yet?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna start with this. I know it sounds cheesy, but back in the day when I was a kid, even today, every time around Christmas time on television, they would show Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
The Rankin Bass produced stop motion claymation, whatever, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They are coming out with, they did come out with a game based off that movie, not just Rudolph, but that particular version of Rudolph. So you can play as like Rudolph, you can play as Hermie, the elf. You can play as Yukon Cornelius. It seems like the stupidest thing to make a movie game adaptation of.
So
but
what do you
so
do? Just literally go around delivering presents?
No, it's got the feel of three. Because like if you ever watch the movie, I mean,
No.
what can you do? He shows up. They make fun of him. You know, he has the nose.
Yeah.
Like that's the movie. It's a song. So they got to stretch it out, stuff it up. And from the looks of it, it looks like a 3D platformer, just your basic 3D platformer. But the graphics look just like Rankin Bass.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's that. Like it almost looks like you're playing the movie at that point, and it's all like just weird stop motiony. Santa looks, looks kind of silly, but impressive for the time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And honestly, that's always been a complaint of mine. You need some more Christmas video, and I mean like real Christmas video games.
I only really like the Christmas horror games. Can I be fair with that? Christmas horror games. I'm mad on Christmas horror. Yeah.
Yeah, that counts. That does count. I will include. Well, the only reason why I include that because one of my favorite Christmas games is Batman: Arkham Origins. Just because it takes place on Christmas night, so it's like Die Hard. It counts in a weird way.
Okay, my Christmas game for so many years was always Call of Duty because I'd get it for Christmas, so I'd play it over the Christmas. Like that game that you always got every year for the Christmas holidays. So that was my kind of game. But yeah, I'm excited that there's a new one coming out. Will I play it? Probably not. Maybe. Who knows? It's on Game Pass. I'm not that excited. Like, I'm sick of them just making the same maps. There's nothing much in there. So maybe. I'm not. Yeah, I might play it over Christmas if I got some time. But yeah, I'm not.
Nice. All right.
But can I say a game that I bought like literally before I got in here? But I haven't played it yet. That's where I'm going to start there. Peak. Have you played Peak yet?
I have not played Peak yet.
Okay, it's a game. It's very cheap. It's probably it's on sale at the moment. It's probably like $4 or something like that for you. It's like double that for me. But it's basically the idea is that you get some friends and you try and climb up a mountain. That's the whole game.
Okay. Is it story based? Like, is there like a deep story to it, or is it like just like more of a puzzle game, like just climbing up this like mountain, like hill?
It's more of a puzzle game, but like it's funny because it's like really it's kind of like the Fall Guys meets climbing an impossible mountain. And so you're there with your kind of friends and you're trying to climb up this mountain and you're like, some of your friends fall off and then they die, but then you can actually eat their bodies for like nutrients and stuff like that. And it's done in like a really cute satirical way kind of thing. I don't know. I'll tell you more about it next time because I just bought it, like I said. So I'll look at that. But I have got a list of games here that I'm interested in. I'm surprised. I don't even know if you know about this game coming out. Well, it's called Terminator 2D No Fate. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have heard of it. I have seen it.
And I'm surprised you haven't been telling me about that.
Well, because it's retro based. It's it's
it's you in a nutshell. If I could push you into a bottle.
A classic game. There's two classic games, but the main classic game I want to talk about is RoboCop versus Terminator. Namely, the Sega Genesis version. It's a 2D platforming shooter game.
Yeah.
Simple enough and quite challenging, but very fun. Plus, there's another game most of the Terminator games admittedly suck. They do. Like, if you look at it as a whole, most of them are horrible.
Yeah.
But there's some really good ones. Another really good one was a game called The Terminator, but it was the Sega CD Terminator. Now, every console had a different like Terminator game for it. Once again, most of them were fucking garbage, but CD was really good. Well, it was good. There were some flaws.
This one,
no, there was a couple flaws to it.
This one looks really good. I'm actually a little bit excited about it. It's like based around the Terminator 2, which was like the best of all the Terminators. So I think it's got some real chance of being something. It looks quite fun. Like, yeah.
If they keep it to the way it was back then, with mainly those two games, those are the two games they got to look at, and it looks like they have. Like, that's the vibe I get from looking at this. You know, you're not going to get much from this Sega. Well, okay, I'll give credit to the arcade game of back in the day, too. That was another good Terminator game, but most of the time they were just waste of time.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm kind of a little bit intrigued with Kirby Air Riders. That's like on my side, like only because I like Kirby games. I'm kind of interested, and it was one of the ones that Nintendo pushed when they were launching the Switch, Air Riders, and a few other games. But Air Riders was like one that they kept on pushing at the start. So I'm a little bit intrigued. I'd like to get some feedback on that before I actually buy it. But it looks okay-ish. Maybe it's a maybe list.
No, yeah. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. For years I've had Kirby and the Forgotten Land for the Switch.
Oh, it's such a good game. It's the best. It's literally a great game. It's the best Kirby game. Oh,
I never tried it, but Tess was looking through my game. She knows who Kirby is, and she's like, "Oh, like, can I try this for a while?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I brought it over her house. Played just like the first few parts of it. I'm very intrigued with playing more of that with her because Donkey Kong's starting to wind down for us. We're almost at the end, so I think this will be a good like what we're gonna transition into for a game we play. Like we always have a game on dock playing together, usually colorful.
I would say that that's such a massive game too. Like it's Kirby and the Forgotten Lands is huge. It's I don't know why people don't talk about how big that game is. It's literally the same size as Mario Wii Deluxe or Wii U Deluxe or something like that. Like it's probably as many levels, if not more than that. It's so big and there's so many different items. I don't know why it wasn't more popular because it was probably the best Nintendo release for a long, long time.
Really? Well, I mean, I am enjoying it right now. I mean, only just did that part where you're in that like abandoned city and you're driving, like, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Tess had a good time with it, so yeah, looking forward to that one.
Well, it's probably not as good as Astrobot, but it's close. Yeah.
Going back to Kirby Air Ride, though, you said you're interested in that. Like, is that like a big one for you right now? Because you do play the Kirby games.
It's my boy really loves Kirby, so he doesn't like Mario. He doesn't like, but I think he likes Kirby because Kirby's very much like a Mega Man kind of thing. He gets all these abilities that he like straps on a ability here. Like turns into this, morphs into all these abilities, and he likes all the different abilities that you can become with Kirby. So I think that's what he enjoys about it a lot. So I haven't played all of them games, but I've seen him play all of them, and yeah.
I never, because Kirby was kind of late into like the NES life cycle. Like I think if I could be wrong about this. I'm pretty sure the first Kirby game came out for Game Boy in '93. And then Kirby's Adventure came out either later that year or '94. Either way, by that point, Super Nintendo, was around. You know what I mean? So I really never got to play too much. And when I did play Kirby, I could never get really used to the controls. It's very floaty. But I've always enjoyed the 3D Kirbys, though. I think Kirby works better in 3 dimensions than 2.
I agree. Like... There are two. I think there was 2 2D Kirbys that came out a little bit before that one.
crafting. Or yarn. It's something like that.
Yeah, it's another one, but it's quite good. Like I think he actually likes them better because there's like some crazy abilities, some crazy boss fights. I think you would like them better also because they're actually harder and they've got some. It's the closest thing you can get to Mega Man basically without buying a Mega Man. So that's why I think you would like, especially the 2D ones in particular. They're really well thought out. I think it was Nintendo's answer to Mega Man in some ways. Potentially. Maybe. Anyway, exciting that also the game that we've both been after, Metroid Prime 4, is coming in December 4 as well. So we're not that. Yeah.
And I want to drive on that motorcycle so bad. Actually, to be fair, it reminds me a lot of the motorcycle they ended up getting in Zelda. Yeah, at least it makes more sense in Metroid. Like, you can see Samus driving a motorcycle, not so much Link, but he does. But yeah, the rest of the gameplay, I mean, the graphics look tight, but Metroid Prime even going back to GameCube, they've never been bad graphics, I think.
They've always been clean, and it's always been a clean, fast-paced game that really suits the graphics that they put onto it. So I don't think it's going to be a problem.
And I was very impressed with the Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch. I really hope at some point Echoes... And if they can get Corruption to work too, that'd be great. I don't see how they could do that though. That might be a little tougher because that has motion controls.
Yeah, that is. I hopefully, please Nintendo, I beg you not to integrate mouse or motion controls into any games from now on. Just don't.
Well, I've only used the Switch 2 for one thing, mouse related, and to be fair, it worked fine. It wasn't bad. It was just Mario Paint. I just played Mario Paint with it, and it did the job. I drew a picture of I think a landscape with a giant ape man, just like in a field.
I mean, the only game I really like, I think, but why do you have to integrate it into games? I think. If it's a game like Mario Paint, or say it's a town building game or something that uses it like on PC, it uses a mouse, like it works really well with mouse. Then just use those games, like put those games on Nintendo Switch 2 and you can use the mouse to use it, But I hate it when we just try to squash games into like let's make you use this mouse even though it's not the best way to play it.
I mean, I from what I've heard, you have the option if or in Metroid Prime 4. So I mean, if you want to use the mouse, that's fine. If you want to use the controller, that's fine.
I'm guaranteeing I'm guaranteeing in Metroid Prime they'll make you start with the mouse and then you're just trying to figure out how to disable that shit.
I don't think they'll do that, but mainly because I use a Pro Controller anyway. But I will say this, and this happens with every Switch game. You have to turn the gyroscope off.
Ugh.
Every time you start it, like you're like, what's going on? Like old games, Turok had it. I don't want that.
But I don't know why they did it for. Like, what were they trying to achieve by doing that? Like, oh my god, it makes me annoyed on all levels of annoyment. Like, it shouldn't.
Right, yeah, no. I'm with you there. Don't do that. Like, if you want to have the option there to turn on, sure. I'm not going to turn it on. But maybe someone will. But don't have that be the default option.
It's the worst in Zelda as well because you're not even sure why it's moving. And you think you're using the thumbstick, and then all of a sudden you realize that the gyroscope's on, and you're like, "Oh my god, they got us again."
And it sucks too because that's only when you like either look or use your bow. So you can go the whole game, and everything's just fine. You're just playing it, and you're doing things. And then the second you get a bow and you start aiming, then it's like, oh, and then it sets you off for a second. You have to realize, oh right, stupid motion controls.
Thank you, Nintendo. You suck. I also wanted to say that another game that just got announced a few days ago. I'm really pumped for that. It's early next year though. Resident Evil Requiem.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that does look pretty good. Like I'm pretty pumped up for what they got going on there.
It's looking good, but I'm a little worried. See, so
Ooh.
far there's been 3 Resident Evil trilogies.
Yes.
You have Resident Evils 1, 2, and 3, which are your fixed camera, opening door animation, that kind of Resident Evil game. Then you had 4, 5, and 6, which was over the shoulder, aiming style of game. Now you have 7 and 8, which adopts a more first-person exploratory setting to it. Now, from what I hear with Requiem, the 9th one, I guess that it gives you the option of do it first or third person, which is fine. I'm probably going to do it first person just because I want to be part of that particular trilogy.
Yeah.
But I'm still a little worried because of the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, the worst game was 3. Of 4, 5, and 6, the worst game was 6. And here we are at the next trilogy, and I'm just a little worried that the third game might not be as good as the 2 previous games. I'm a little hesitant about that.
I can see that.
From what I've seen of the game, it looks great. Looks like it's more Resident Evil goodness, and I'm sure it will be. But I'm just a little... I was really burnt by Resident Evil 6. Because it came out on my birthday, and it's horrible, so I was like, ugh. And Resident Evil 7 was just like a rejuvenation need, much like 4 was. So I'm just hoping it can still stay good. But I will be grabbing it. I am happy it's also coming out for the Switch, too. And I guess around the same time, I don't know if it's the same day, but Resident Evil 7 and 8 are also coming out for the Switch, too.
Yeah. I think they're doing them as a bundle. They're doing a bundle.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, back to the bundle. I think you can buy the whole set on the same day as well for Switch 2.
Yeah, but I know that
they love
2 and
selling
3
7.
remake, you can... 7's great. I love Resident Evil 7.
No, I disagree.
To
I
me,
think 8's the best one.
8's good too. 8's great too. If I had to go from best to worst, and I'm only counting the original games, no remakes, and I'm including Code Veronica in there, I'd say it would go 4, 7, 2, Code Veronica, 3, 5, 1, 6.
So see,
in that order.
Everyone told me that 4 was so good. 4 is the one I hate the most so far. I hate 4 with a passion.
Are we talking remake 4 or OG 4?
I've only played remake 4 and it's terrible. I don't know why people say it's so good.
In that case, you can't gauge that because Resident Evil 4 original and remake, yeah, it's over the shoulder, location, all that, but they are different games. There are fundamental differences that are changed. So, if I had to say which one I enjoyed more, I'd say I enjoyed Resident Evil 4 original better than remake. Okay. But that's not remake's fault. By the time remake came out, I played plenty of, third-person shooters in that vein. When I originally played Resident Evil 4, I only played like 2.
I just thought that Resident Evil 2, 7, and 8 are the best for me. Like they are, and I've only played the remakes. I'm waiting for them to remake number 1. That's on my hope list. I'm just like, would you
ever give actually Resident Evil 1? Have you played any of the Resident Evil ones?
No.
See, that's kind of like a debate. Should they remake Resident Evil 1 again?
Yes. For me.
Because they already did. See, Resident Evil 1 came out in 97.
Yeah.
And the remake came out in like 2002, I believe, 2003.
Yeah.
So that's only like a span of like 7 years-ish. Resident Evil 2 came out in 98, and the remake came out in 2019. Just 21 years later, it came out.
Yeah.
So it was a little better. And if you play the Resident Evil 1 remake, It looks great. It's a GameCube game, but it's still fixed camera. It's still storage boxes. It still feels like Resident Evil 1, just a lot cleaner and a lot. Some edges smoothed out, but still quite hard. Still a challenge.
Yeah, I'm not into hard games these days. I'm too.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
I think they could get away with remaking Resident Evil 1 again if they would, if they wanted to. It'd be interesting.
I reckon they will after Resident Evil 9. My prediction is Resident Evil 9 will come out, then they'll remake 1 and probably 6 and 7, but they'll change a bit of the story or something in that. And no, sorry, 5 and 6.
Yeah, but see, even that's originally I said, and I'll still maintain, unlike you, I enjoyed Resident Evil 4 Remake. I thought it was really good. I had fun with it. I played through it twice. Having said that, they didn't need to remake that game at all. Like, I can see needing to remake Resident Evil 2 and 3 because the tank controls and the fixed cameras have not aged well.
Yeah,
they just haven't. I'm playing through Resident Evil 2 original right now. It's still you control like a tank. 2 and 3 are just so fluid. But Resident Evil 4 already had that fluidity. It already it moved. You couldn't strafe, which sucked. But other than that, yeah, the aiming was fine, movement was fine. You never were wrestling the camera.
I think 4 was just so survival based and not puzzle based. Like, I think that's what I liked about 2. It was very puzzle based. Where 3 was kind of a bit more in that survival base, and you're right, it was the worst game. But 3 did have probably the best story. If you go from a story point of view, 3 had like a really cool story to it.
And the funny thing is, that's the same problem the originals had. 3 did have a better story originally. It's not that much different than the remake,
Yeah.
But with 3, it felt like just like more Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you got with the new one. I just found it funny that it inherited the same problem that the original Resident Evil 3
but
did.
they didn't even put they didn't do the puzzles. It was more of it gave you the survival feel that 4 kind of took on, but they also made it. I just think they had the better story, but yeah, I don't know. It's.
Another thing, though, I didn't like about Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2, like the main areas you played through 2 is first you got that brief part where you're like out in the streets.
Yeah.
Then you got the police station where a good chunk of the game takes place. Then you got that kind of like sewer under city area that goes on. Then you got the evil laboratory where all the evil happens. And like those are like the main 3 areas. And that's the way it is in both Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. It looks a little different. I mean, Resident Evil 2 and the old one and the new one. It's a little redesigned in the remake, but it's still the same thing. With Resident Evil 3, they changed a lot of the locations. And there's a lot of locations in the original 3 there's a whole sequence that takes place in a clock tower in the original Resident Evil 3. And it has like a cemetery where you fight this giant worm thing.
That was in number 3.
No. You do see a clock tower, but I'm talking like the level was in that clock tower. Like it wasn't just like eye candy. You never actually go.
In Resident Evil 3, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do, because there's a puzzle in the clock tower. You're right.
I think you're thinking of Resident Evil 2. You're thinking of Resident Evil 2. I think you're thinking of that part in Resident Evil 2 where you gotta ring the bell.
No. There's these cogs you got to put into the tower thing, and then
that's.
Oh, is that 2? Okay, disregard. Disregard.
Go for it. We need a third party to dispute that.
Okay.
But not even just that. There's like this whole like almost like disposal area in 3 where you fight the Nemesis.
Yeah.
That's not. They actually the end of the Nemesis is way different in both of them.
But I think
Resident Evil 2 just.
I don't know why they do this in Resident Evils. I don't know if you're trying to get to this point, but I'm just pushing you there. Like my favorite part about Resident Evil 2, for example, was that the police station. That was just great. Why did we have to have that whole underground bit? That was just shit. And the same as in Resident Evil 7, the house part and all that part was great. And then we had this weird ship part that just gave me the shits. Like, I wish that part was never in there. Like, I wish you kind of, they would have been better off making it a shorter game in my mind, and then making it a little bit cheaper, like make it $50 cheap or $10 cheaper or something like that.
In Resident Evil 7, are you talking about the part where you get on that capsized ship?
Yeah.
Like the ship there.
I just...
At first I agree with you, but I'll give this. I felt more scared in that part for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just because, like, first off, you didn't have all the ammo and guns you had when you were Ethan, so there was that part to it. But yeah, I would definitely say
spoiler.
How old's the game now?
Yeah.
Also, Samus is a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with you. It is the weakest part in there. It's still fine, but it is the weakest part.
But that just throws you around to that bit where you go outside and then you have to take on the big boss outside. And I'm just like, I don't care for this bit. I just wished it was like probably a slightly larger house. We got through that, and then that was it. That would have been more fun for me.
Because the house section is great. Like the build up from where you escape the dinner to where you fight the dude and he has the chainsaw. That's a great horror game build up. Because you got to go through the house, you got to pick up things, you got to avoid him, you got those molded enemies, you got to fight it. It's very well balanced. Even the part where you get to the shack there with the bees and stuff, that part's very, very well. Actually, that boss might be one of the best bosses in Resident Evil history. I like the boss with Margaret. Like, that's a really good boss fight. Resident Evil boss fights are hit or miss for me, I guess.
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, I don't know why they did that. Can we just pivot for a moment and go back in time for a minute? Because just anyone watching this, sorry, because we're just catching up on some old stories that we talked from previous episodes as well. But also one quick thing, Raptor said that the first time the gyro kicked in when he was playing Mario Kart, he was like, what the hell is this? I haven't played the new Mario part. It's just but yeah.
I like the new Mario Kart. Yeah, the Mario Kart for me is very fun.
Gyro.
Yeah, but I wanted to move on to Alone in the Dark, because I remember I told you I was getting that game or something. Like, this is a while back now, so we'd have to go back and watch an episode or something. But I ended up getting Alone in the Dark, which was a remake, obviously. But I was actually like surprised. I didn't realize that it actually had some really cool actors in the game. Like, it had the guy from Stranger Things is actually the police officer in the game. Yeah, like it had, and the other, there's a lady in the game and she's famous for something too, and I can't work out who she is. Hang on. But yeah, it was a really cool one house game. And this is what, like, I just remembered seeing this, thinking about this when we're doing Resident Evil. It was just one house, really well done game. Jodie Comer is, do you know her? What else did she do? She did some movie. I knew her from something. And they actually modeled their faces in that. Who's she from? She's from... she was from Killing Eve, that TV show, and 28 Days Later, The Free Guy. What else did
28 Days Later?
Yeah.
Days, weeks,
well, it's 28 years later, the new one.
Yeah, I haven't watched the new one yet.
She was in Star Wars as well. Anyway, she was in lots of stuff. But she was the protagonist, and then the guy from Stranger Things, the cop from Stranger Things, he was the cop in this game as well. And it had some really cool things. The only problem, the game was like really well written, really like looked really good. The only thing is that it had some pretty buggy things. The further you got into the game, it's like they tested the first third of the game, and as you got into the end, the middle bit of the game was starting to get a bit buggy, and then you got to the end of the game, and the last boss, I can't even beat it because it's so buggy. It's horrendously bad, like the way that they've done this. So I would not recommend the game because it gets horrendously bad and buggy as you go through the game. However, I really liked the whole premise of the game, and the story in the game was really good. It was in one house. It was very Resident Evil like. It reminded me so much of Resident Evil 7 and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I thought
Alone in the Dark predates Resident Evil.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. But the only Alone in the Dark game I ever played, it was one that came out for PlayStation 1, because I loved Resident Evil right out of the gate, and any more Resident Evil I could play. I heard that this game predated Resident Evil. I'm like, oh my gosh, this game's so awesome. It wasn't awesome. It had the flavor, it does have the flavor. It's just not as, like you said, it's not as polished. It was buggy, so it's like, ugh, I don't want this.
It wasn't... and it wasn't even scary at all. There was no moments that I got scared, which I prefer. I'm not much of I don't like to get scared. I'm a chicken shit. But yeah, it's like I like the detective side of it though. Like it was very detective orientated, almost like a Batman kind of detectiveness. But yeah, there was some really cool. It was an interesting story in that though, and I liked the voice actors and all that. It had such potential. They just had to polish it and get rid of a few bugs, and it was one of those games that they rushed out the door like Cyberpunk. And then it didn't get great reviews, so they never went back and finished it off. And so now we've got this game that had such potential and they didn't quite finish it, and you're like, another one of those games. Yeah. Oh. Geez, I have to tell you, lots of catching up to do.
Lots of catching up.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think that's about all that I've got for. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, we've been off it for a little bit, and this was kind of unannounced today. Us getting back to sound, but I'm happy too. I still got to play. Like I'm not even finished. There's been a bunch of games I played in the last few months. Some games I've actually beaten after starting for like a couple years ago. And there's more games I do want to play. Unpacking, of course, is a game I want to pick up soon. We talked about the main ones. We talked about Metroid. We even talked about the Resident Evil coming out next year, early next year. I think it's got February. Yeah. Really worldwide release. I could be wrong about that.
It is February.
But I'll say this: I'm glad there's some good games coming down the pike, because it's one thing I like here. It's good games on anything gaming.
Me too. Let me just finish with a question to it. Is it just me, or has there been really shit games coming out lately? Like like the indie games have been pretty good, but like AAA titles have been really, really low quality, like less, like
the usual suspects. The usual suspects of quality. Actually, before we go, I did want to ask you one thing. You're a huge Borderlands fan. How's Borderlands 4?
I haven't got it yet. I haven't got around to that. Yeah, I was planning to, and I'm only going to play it single player because I'm a loser and I have no friends. But no, it's okay. It suits me. But so I plan to buy it for PlayStation one of these days. But the thing with 2K is, and they do this to themselves. It's the same as Resident Evil. I wouldn't buy Resident Evil straight out of the gate because I know they're going to have it on sale. like literally, look how cheap all the other Resident Evils are for sale now. And you're just like, why buy it for like premium when you like? I think Borderlands is already selling 50% off, and it's only not even 2 months old yet. So it's like, well, I just wait for another couple of months, and all of a sudden I'll pick it up for 20% of the recommended retail. So yeah, that's scary.
And with indie games, you don't need them for go on sale. They're already that cheap anyway.
Well, that's what
You can
I
just pick
think.
a-
I like buying. I buy lots of indie games. I buy
Oh, yes.
heaps of them. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I just want to let's close off with the
Oh.
real independent game developers. What I've been playing, Light Haze World.
Oh.
I've been enjoying it, and Tess has also been enjoying it. So
Have you
on
finished
behalf
it
of the-
yet? Have you finished it yet?
Admittedly, I haven't gone incredibly far in the game because I got a lot of stuff in there, and I mainly only play it when I'm with her because she likes to play it too. It's a couple game for me. Sorry,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
Sorry, I
that's
got
fair.
deregulated to a couple game.
No, that's
Hey,
the vibe.
our three couple games is this, Unpacking, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. So it's in good company, I think.
Oh, that is
But
fun.
I've
That is
been,
nice.
yeah. I've been enjoying it immensely, and on behalf of, I don't think I can speak for the entire gaming community, but thank you, dude. It's been a fun one.
Thank you. I appreciate that because, yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. So especially when you get like feedback from people and they're like, "Oh, I really like this game," like, I mean, it's a very weird thing because I kind of think it's almost like a song or something when you have people that go, "Oh, that song is so cool. This game was really cool." It's you feel kind of weird about it, like, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
No, it's really good. Like I've enjoyed it immensely, and it looks like a lot of other people have enjoyed it immensely too.
Yeah, it's a game that I think I don't think it's ever going to be like a massive title, but I think the people that have found the game have really liked it. So, I mean, that's more than like lots of other people.
Yes.
So,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to being with her. She's just got to figure out some of the puzzles are a little, tough.
They're not that hard. I know
no.
the developer. If you need help solving a puzzle, just let me know.
I know. I got my own personal, back in the day, you have to call the Nintendo hotline.
Yeah, I'll just get a message. How the hell do I finish this level? And it'll be a screenshot. How do I beat this puzzle? Damn it! Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Raptor's been playing it as well. He's been hopping on when he just wants to chill. So, that's
Nice.
cool.
Nice. Yeah. See, yes, it's been great, man.
Yeah, he's just trying to make me cry. Damn it. Yeah. No, well, that's the highlight of the show. Then we might as well finish. That'll do.
I don't see a better one.
All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.